Hi everyone, I am back with another Shrink My Stash Empties video. For anyone who is curious, I have been keeping count, and so far this year I have 173, I believe, empties, so that's awesome. So I'm going to jump in, show you my empties for, this is about 2 weeks worth of empties. I know most people do monthly empties videos, but if you've seen mine, like every 2 weeks I have a ton of empties. It's like a 20-minute video, so waiting a whole month would be ridiculous. So I'm going to go ahead and start with candles. The first one I have here is actually the last winter product that I still was working on. This is Merry Marshmallow. It did soot a bit at the top, which you can tell. Then it had a very clean burn, and then at the bottom, it just all went to hell. There was a ton of oil at the bottom, like it was visible. You could see the oil kind of pooling at the bottom once the wax got to about here, and all this oil pooled at the bottom. The problem being, as the candle melted down there, that oil burned and smelled nasty and looked nasty, and the inside of this candle looks disgusting. So burn issues for sure. As for the scent, it's just a really sweet, kind of almost like a clean scent, but a vanilla scent. I enjoyed it on cold. On warm, it had a very, very faint throw. I had this in the entryway. You could smell it unless the air conditioner or heater was on, and then it just completely disappeared because it could not stand up to the air current. So, of course, I would not repurchase because I am not purchasing from Yankee right now, and even if I was, there are better vanilla scents out there. The next ones I have here are from Walmart. The first one is Mainstays Rose. I've talked about this before. It's good on cold, but burning. It has a decent throw, but it just smells like baby powder. There's no rose scent to it at all. So this was my last one, and I would not repurchase it. However, it burned all the way to the bottom, as these tend to do. Burned very cleanly. That little mark there is a scorch mark from my lighter. It did not soot. Had no problems with the burn. Just not a big fan of the fragrance once it's burning. This next one is also from Mainstays. This is Sweet Lavender. Now look at how much more wax is left in here. That's because these wicks keep laying down. They refuse to stand up. I've been babying it the whole time. I have to blow it out and stand the wicks up like every hour. It's ridiculous. And this morning, they just didn't want to light, so I'm calling it quits on that one. It's an okay lavender scent. It kind of smells like our lavender dryer sheets. It has that hint of laundry to it, but it doesn't have a very strong throw, and we really like lavender scents. My boyfriend loves lavender, but I will stick to Bath & Body Works lavender candles because they blow that out of the water. My next one here is from Better Homes and Gardens. This is Buttercups and Bluebells. This smells almost identical to Bath & Body Works Butterfly Flower, which is my all-time favorite body care scent from Bath & Body Works. I've worn it for probably 7 or 8 years. Love it. So I did stock up when I found these because they're a limited edition. I don't know if they'll be back in the future. I bought the clamshells and the candles. Great scent. And when I lit this, it had a super strong throw. It had a nice wax pool. And then about the third time I burned it, I had noticed the first 2 burns, the wick was kind of leaning. So I stood it up and trimmed it and lit it again, no problem. And then I lit it one day and the wick leaned over and shattered the glass. And I check my candles about every half hour, so it didn't take it very long at all for that wick to move. And luckily I actually had it in the hurricane, you can see in the background there, so the glass didn't really go anywhere, but it's kind of a pain. So I melted it down, turned it into tarts, and I've already used those tarts up. It is a great scent. I have another one in this size currently burning behind me in the kitchen, and it's performing much better, so hopefully I won't have to deal with that again. Other than that, I would absolutely repurchase the fragrance, as long as they don't all have this problem with the wick being placed off center, because I discovered once I had melted this down for tarts that the wick was actually secured off to the side instead of in the center, so it just kept leaning back that way. Not good. And then surprisingly, this is my only large candle from Bath & Body Works this time around. This is the Slatkin & Co. Cotton Candy. This is a really great fragrance. It's sweet, It's got that spun sugar note. The notes say it's spun sugar, vanilla bean, and tangerine. There's no tangerine. If anything, it's like a raspberry, a very faint raspberry. There's no tangerine in this. Love the scent. It's from, I think, 2011, and we haven't seen anything like it since. This year's cotton candy candle, the Happy Easter, no, not the same scent at all. It's Strawberry Picnic from a few years ago. It is not cotton candy. So if this scent were to ever come back, I probably would repurchase it. But to be honest, I think the Yankee Candle cotton candy from last year or the year before is superior to this in fragrance. I think that fragrance is more authentic. However, Yankee has throw problems. Yankee has burn problems. I wish they'd fix that. This one, the throw was amazing. However, this is from 2011. That is when Bath & Body Works was having an awful time with puny wicks. I mean, just horrible. And this one was no exception. This one was one of the worst I've had. Honestly, I had to relight a different wick every 15 to 20 minutes the entire time I was burning it, which is ridiculous. But I love the scent so much that I babied this one. I'm okay with the fact that I babied this one. It burned very cleanly. The mess you see in that candle is because at the end I turned leftover wax into tarts, and that's just where I poured it out. Same for the Better Homes and Gardens. I don't clean them up afterwards because I'm just going to throw them out. So yeah, moving on, I have one medium candle here. This is Cedar and Clove. This is a Target soy candle. It smells very clean on cold. It almost has a tea note to it. And I think I remember saying that when I first bought it. I think I had this in a haul video. I don't know if that's up anymore because I kind of deleted everything on my channel a few years ago. But burning, it didn't have a whole lot of throw. It was there. Again, just a very faint, clean scent. But I wouldn't say I found cedar or clove in it. And I would not repurchase the soy candles from Target. Moving on to mini candles here. I have one in Blackberry Bramble Tea. Burned beautifully, had no throw at all. And I had that one in my bathroom. I always do the minis in my bathroom. So I couldn't even smell it in there with the door closed. No throw. And then I also have this little Market Peach. I'd say this one had a light to medium throw. It smells really, it's a really good, authentic peach. Medium throw, if I kept the bathroom door closed, it became like a medium throw. If we left the door open, it was light. You could smell it, but it was never very strong. I would repurchase the Market Peach. If Blackberry Bramble Tea came back, I don't think I would. I'm not really attached to that scent, and it did not perform well. I do have an empty room spray, which is exciting. I very rarely have empty room sprays. I think I had one in my last video, so I probably started them at the same time, so now they're both empty. It'll probably be a while before my next one. This is in the fragrance Spring. I love this. It's just a really fresh, sweet, greenery scent. Wonderful. It's like fresh grass and a hint of like flower. Amazing scent, and I absolutely would repurchase that. Then for my wax melts, I have one from American Home by Yankee Candle. This is in Sweet and Salty Caramel. Now this one I actually got a throw from. I did not get a throw from my other Yankee American Home tarts. And it is salted caramel. And it smelled like that on when it was melting. It was a sweet caramel with a heavy salty note. It was a really good scent, but it's not the kind of scent I want for my house, I don't think. I'd actually purchased this originally intending to have it in the nursery because I like sweet scents in there, but it just didn't quite work. There was something too foody about it, so I used it in the rest of the house, and it's just, I don't know, I'm kind of over the house smelling like that, but it was okay. I wouldn't repurchase it, but hey, at least it had a throw. Then from Better Homes and Gardens, I had Redwood Pomegranate. This one was super strong. And I mean, it's got a woody note. It definitely has a strong pomegranate. For me though, the most notable thing about this was my scent memory with it. The first time I bought these was like 2 years ago. I was working at Disney World. and I had picked up a couple of these, and I remember I was melting it right around Christmas when me and my housemates had like, Christmas dinners and little things like that. And so I think this was my last pack, and I put it in about a week ago, and it was amazing to me how much it reminded me of Christmas at Disney World. And every time I smelled it, that's all I could think of. So it's very, very much attached to that point in time for me. So I don't know if I would repurchase it because it didn't feel quite right to be melting it now. But it was a really good scent, and I highly suggest it. It's a great fragrance. It just has a lot of memories for me. Then I finished this Better Homes and Gardens Gooey Marshmallow S'mores. It was okay, but again, it's a foodie scent, and I'm kind of over having those in my house, so I would not repurchase. And then Mainstays Tahitian Sunset. This was good on cold, but once I got it in the warmers, it had a coconut note. You guys know how I feel about coconut, so that was a big ol' no, would not repurchase. Then I have a couple here from Front Porch Candles. This one is in Peach Champagne. This is actually in my bedroom right now. It's good. I like it. The peach note comes through, the bubbly champagne. I don't know if I would repurchase it. I think I got it in a sampler. It's nice, but it's not something that I'm like going to run out and look for again. But if I ended up with another one, I wouldn't be upset. Then this is Strawberry Peppermint Passion. This was really good. I would not have thought to get, I think this was a sampler scent too. I would not have thought to mix strawberry and peppermint. And I know the Passion is another blend of Angie's, the woman who runs Front Porch. I don't know what note that is. I don't know if that's a passion fruit or what. But the strawberry and peppermint blended together wonderfully, and I absolutely would repurchase that. And finally, this was a large chunk tart in Pink Sugar Noel and Loopy Marshmallow. Loved it. I always love Fruit Loop scents, and this was just Fruit Loop plus sweet plus sweet plus sweet. So awesome, amazing. I would repurchase that. Okay, so finally we can move on more into the body care here. First, I do have a foaming soap in Pomegranate Peony. I liked this one. The notes are pomegranate, peony, and musk. And I mean, that's what it was. I don't think I got any musk. It's like a candy sweet floral. I really enjoyed it, and I think I would repurchase it if it were to come back. Then we have a deep cleansing soap in Blue Skies and Blooms. This just says, I can't even read this. Hello Spring, Blue Skies, Budding Blooms, Buzzing Bees, and Beautiful Birds. Yeah, no, those aren't scents. It did not smell like bees or birds. So, I guess, I don't know, haven't smelt a bee. Anyway, it was a very clean scent with kind of a heavier floral hidden in it. Some days I really liked it, and other days I was totally over it. So I enjoyed it, but I don't think it's one I would repurchase. And then another deep cleansing soap here in French Lavender. Really enjoyed this. Again, we both like lavender. My boyfriend loves lavender. So I think I have one more of those, and I absolutely would repurchase it. Great scent. For hand sanitizers, I have the pomegranate peony that matched the foaming soap. Again, I liked it. I would repurchase it. Finished a Be Good Honey Vanilla. This is like my all-time favorite PocketBac scent, and I really want them to do this in a body care fragrance. This is amazing. Absolutely would repurchase it. And again, if they'd put it in a body care fragrance, I would purchase that too. All of it. I would definitely hoard that fragrance. And then I finished Crushed Berry. This one was really good too. This was one of my favorites when it first came out. It's just a really sweet, it reminded me of Airhead's candy. Either the watermelon Airhead or the blue raspberry Airhead? That's what this smelled like. It was really good, and I would repurchase that. We finished a shower gel from The Body Shop in Honey Mania. This is my favorite scent from The Body Shop. I don't purchase a lot from there because of the prices, but I really love this scent. It's really sweet, a hint of floral, really good. And I will say, this shower gel, the scent lingered on my skin after my shower which never happens to me with Bath & Body Works shower gels. However, I found this one to be a little bit more drying on my skin. I have already repurchased it. I got actually 2 of the large pumps in my last haul video. So I will be keeping this bottle and just refilling it because I don't want one of those huge 25-ounce bottles in the shower. But that is an amazing fragrance, and I will continue to repurchase that. Finished a bubble bath in Cashmere Glow. I enjoy Bath & Body Works bubble baths. The scent was okay. Cashmere Glow is a scent that, I don't know. Sometimes I think it's really nice, and other times I think it's really boring. So that's not one that I would repurchase probably, but it was okay. Then I finished a aromatherapy stress relief scrub in eucalyptus spearmint. I brag about those every time I have one of my empties. They're amazing. I love those scrubs. They're my absolute favorite. So of course I will repurchase. And then from Lush, I did finish or use, one-time use, a bath bomb. What was this one called? This was Dragon's Egg. It smelled really good. It was like a sweet citrus note, so it reminded me of like Fruit Loop scents. I really liked the smell. It was really pretty in the bath, like this orange color, really pretty. But I think I had a reaction to something in it. I read the ingredient list. And as far as I know, I'm not allergic to any of those ingredients. But after I had been in the bath a while, my skin got this like leathery texture. It dried out and started turning red, and it took me several hours after my bath, and I washed it off, and several hours later, my skin still had this like leathery feel, and it was itchy and red. So as much as I enjoyed this bath bomb, I will not repurchase it, and I will keep an eye on the ingredients to see which one of them caused that reaction for me. All right, moving on here. We are getting close to the end, I think. This is an aromatherapy sensual pillow mist in blackcurrant vanilla. I used this on our bedding. I really like this fragrance. My boyfriend's not really a fan, but I really enjoyed it. So I used that up. I probably will not repurchase it just because it is for the bed, and I share that with my boyfriend, so there's really no point in spraying it with a fragrance he doesn't like, especially because these are kind of expensive. $10, I don't know, 10 bucks is a little much for spraying the linens, especially in a scent he's not a fan of. So if it was just me, I would repurchase it, but because I have to share the bed with him, I probably will not. Okay, so moving on to lotions and body sprays here. This is from Crystal Waters in Daisy. It had just a generic light floral scent to it, but no staying power on the skin, so I ended up using that as a linen mist as well once I was out of the aromatherapy one. And then I finished a 3-ounce body lotion in butterfly flower. As I was saying, this is my all-time favorite body care scent. I love butterfly flower. To me, it smells like honeysuckle. My house growing up was on a creek, and there were wild honeysuckle bushes all down the side of it. So every time they would bloom, I just loved going out there. And that's what this smells like to me. I know Bath & Body Works has a wild honeysuckle, and to me that smells so like, it smells fake. This to me has more of an authentic honeysuckle scent than that one does. That one smells very artificial. There's the word I was looking for. So this is one of my all-time favorites. I will always, always repurchase butterfly flower. And in fact, I did finish another 3-ounce lotion in that as well. I also finished a body cream, and all 3 of these are in the old packaging before it went to online only. And then I finished the fragrance mist as well. This is in the new packaging from when it was brought back for a little while. I believe last spring and summer it was back in stores, and now it's online in this packaging. So obviously I would repurchase all of that. I love butterfly flower. I went through quite a bit of it. Then the next one I have here is a mini lotion in Rome Honeysuckle Amore, and the top broke off there. I don't know. I went to open it and the whole thing just snapped off. This is another honeysuckle scent. This is different from the wild honeysuckle, but it doesn't smell like honeysuckle to me. It has a faint floral that I would not identify as honeysuckle. Maybe more of I don't know, maybe a lilac or something. I'm not a fan of lilac. And it's really heavy and musky and, I hate to say this, but kind of old lady. I think this would have worked much better for me if I was about 40 years older. So not a fan of that one. I have still a full-size lotion and most of a fragrance mist. I'll use it, but it's probably going to be like an evening going out kind of scent. It's way too heavy for the daytime for me, and I would not repurchase it if it were to come back. Then I finished a body cream in Wild Berry Tulips. Now this one I really did like. It's really sweet. The notes on the back, let's see here. Red raspberry, honeysuckle, and tulip. Again, there's no honeysuckle at all. Tulip, sure, absolutely. And red raspberry, I think that's kind of weird. Okay, the packaging obviously shows a blackberry. I get a heavy blackberry note in this. I have no idea why they want to say red raspberry specifically, because to me it smells like blackberries and tulips. Really great scent. If this were to come back, I would repurchase it. And one more body cream here in Dark Kiss. This is a scent I used to love. I'm pretty burnt out on it now, and this cream had started to go bad, so I just used it in the shower to shave my legs. It was fine for that, but I do not think I would repurchase it. Then I finished a full-size lotion in white tea and ginger. This is the very, very, very old packaging, the Pleasures packaging from, it looks like 2009. This is before it was even the Signature collection. It was the Pleasures line. And then this was another one like Butterfly Flower that was repackaged and re-released last year and is now online only again. This to me is a really great scent. See if the notes are on the back. White tea, spicy ginger. That's all it says. And that is what this smells like. I love ginger scents. I love tea scents. This is such a soothing, relaxing fragrance. I love this, and I would absolutely continue to repurchase it. And I also finished off the Fine Fragrance Mist to go with that, or the Body Splash, I guess it was back then. Again, love it, would absolutely repurchase it. And that is it, guys. That is everything for my empties. This time I did kind of break it up into different types of items, as you can tell. You know, all the candles and the soaps. Usually I just randomly pull them out of my bucket. I don't know why I sorted it out this time. I just wanted to. But let me know which way you prefer it. Do you like it more when it's random, or do you like it more like this where everything's kind of together? Let me know, because it's really no big deal to me either way. And thank you all for watching. Bye.